Assalamu alaikum student. Today I am going to teach you English for class 8. I will start the first unit of your book named Great Inventions. Inventions are those people made things by using their technique. So student, I am going to start reading and explanation. So listen to me carefully, find out difficult words and try to judge their meanings. Fiction. Fiction is a word. It is a story which has not fact. It is not a real story. Fiction means in Urdu is afsana. We can call it jhoothi kahani. This text comes from The Kite Rider, written by Geraldine McCaughrean, which is set in China in the 13th century. So student, this story is about a kite rider and it is written by Geraldine McCaughrean and it is set in China in 13th century. It is an exciting day for the small town where the jet circus is visiting, as the people have never seen a circus before. The boy Sunswallow is the star of the jet circus. He is strapped to a kite and flown up into the clouds. The kite is guided by Sunswallow riding the winds and also by the ropes attached to the kite and held by the ropemen on the ground. This story is about a kite rider. It was an exciting day before. In that small town, jet circus was visiting because the people of that town never seen circus before like that. And Sunswallow was the star of jet circus. Jet is the name of circus. Sunswallow was strapped to a kite and flown up into the clouds. The kite was guided by Sunswallow riding in the winds, and the other person was a ropeman. In this circus, ropes were also used, and the ropes attached to the kite, and it was held by a ropeman, and the ropeman was on the ground. When the circus first arrives in the town, the people are suspicious. However, when Sunswallow is flown up into the sky where they believe their ancestors live, their attitude changes. The people of that town get confused. They were surprised because the circus first arrives in the town, and they thought that when Sunswallow will flown up to the sky, he will meet the spirits of their ancestors. So because of it, the people of town had changed their attitudes. Sunswallow. Paragraph number 1. The circus master called the children together and told them to run through the town, shouting out that the circus had arrived. Gradually figures emerged, very suspicious. They started at the acrobats with blank bewilderment, as if it to say, What are they doing? What is it for? The conjurer was greeted with the murmurs of demon. When the trick riders appeared, the audience reached for their young and made as if it to take them safely home. The circus master called children and told them to go and announced that circus had arrived. And when the children went and announced that circus had arrived, gradually figures emerged, and they were very and confused and surprised too. When the acrobats had started, people were surprised and they start thinking that what's going on and what's it's for. People started whispering about the magician, and here is a word used, demon, means devil. When the trick riders appeared and the audience has started to reach their young and made them safe. Paragraph number 2. The circus master strode to the center of the square, signaled for the riders to withdraw, and raised his voice in an announcement. When the circus master strode means taking long step. When the circus master took one long step at the center of a square, and he called his name with a raised voice as announcement. I bring you now Sun Swallow, who rides the wind, who soars with the birds, who can travel among the spirits of your ancestor. The circus master described that I bring you now Sun Swallow, and he started describing him, that Sun Swallow will rise to the wind, who soars with the birds. The word soars meaning in Urdu is Buland Parvaz. So, Sun Swallow, who can travel among the spirits of your ancestor, talk with them. Still the crowd was silent, but now it was another kind of silence. Stern, watchful. The kite with Sun Swallow strapped to it was hurried into position. Quickly the circus hands threw Sun Swallow into the air like a ball tossed to amuse a baby, and like a baby the crowd was suddenly enthralled. They did not grin or break into applause. Their faces were serious. As they looked up, dozens of caps fell to the ground unnoticed. The circus master breathed a sigh of relief. So students, after watching the acrobats or the circus, this crowd was silent, but this was another kind of silence. It was a kind of surprised silence. The circus master prepared Sun Swallow with different kinds of belt and kept him in his position. At a sudden, the circus hands threw Sun Swallow into the air like a ball, as tossed to amuse a baby. As we amuse baby like that, sun swallow was tossed and threw into the air like a ball. The crowd was suddenly enthralled. The word enthralled means filled with wonder. So the crowd became wonder. They did not grin or break into applause. Neither they brought a smile nor clap. And they were serious. Their faces were serious. Whenever they looked up, dozens of caps fell to the ground. The cap that they had put on their head. It was unknown. And after watching the audiences, the circus master breathed a sigh of relief that we get success in this acrobats and in this circus. In the beginning, the circus master was confused that what would happen. Whenever he saw the faces and the situation of people, that they are surprised and they are serious, even their caps fell down to the ground. And then the circus master breathed a sigh of relief. Student, here I will close my lesson. Read paragraph 3 from page number 3 and paragraph 4 from page number 4. Find out the difficult words and try to judge their meanings too. Thank you.